Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note about my readings, they are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three of them to give you a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. We're going to look at your key to the week, and then we're also going to look at the different sectors of your life. Now your key to the week card comes from your monthly reading. So if you haven't seen your March 2021 Taroscope, check it out. It will give you some much needed wider context. With that said, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So before we get into it, if you haven't got your seat yet, the Intuition Activation webinar is on the 20th of March. You can hit the link in the description box below and you can get yours. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Justice card. You are ready to sign on that dotted line. This is you like with the pen in your hand, like just give it to me, come to mama or papa, whichever way you want to call yourself. All jokes aside, the Justice card is where you are ready to move ahead with something. And this is you this week making a commitment. This is where you are kind of sworn in and you're saying to yourself, yes, you know what? This is the direction. This is the thing that I want to focus on. And this is what I am truly ready to enable, right? And to move ahead with. Now, yours is one of the other signs that I remember saying to at the beginning of the year. Some of the opportunities that shape up for you now, not necessarily great, like the energy was a little bit shaky, but now that they're coming back around, and one of them, or several actually, maybe for some of you, now that these things are coming back around, this is like you in the prime place, like that you need to be in your life, whether this is mentally, emotionally, physically, maybe even financially as well. This is you ready to move ahead with something and completely change the outlook that you have, which is great. For your actions and options, you have the King of Pentacles. So a lot of you are very focused on work, money and finances at the moment, which is great. Some of you are chasing promotions, it looks like. This is also going to be a week where a lot of you could be either aligning with somebody that is going to help you further your goals, or you are very focused on aligning yourself with the kind of people that are going to get you ahead, which I really like. The other thing with the King of Pentacles this week, it looks like you have a specific person in mind to help you with a specific task or a specific maybe even destination that you're trying to reach, and this is you really going after that. I mean, I love the King of Pentacles anyway because it bodes very well for you, and because this is your actions and options, this is what you do, it's what you take upon yourself to get done or to move ahead with. And this is you saying, right, this is what I want on the financial level. So some of you could be signing a financial contract this week. Mercury's out of shadow, you know, things are relatively good this week, I would say. So if you are doing anything of that nature, especially financially, you pretty much have the go ahead. For your communications and conversations, you have the Seven of Wands, but you are going to have to play hardball. So the reason I say this is because you've got the Justice card as the key, right? And then you've got the Seven of Wands, which is about having to stand your ground with something. This suggests to me that this week, what you are looking to do, what you are looking to move ahead with, is definitely possible, but you are going to have to stick to your position. This could be maybe somebody trying to press your boundaries, maybe somebody's trying to get more out of you than maybe the price that they're willing to pay. Do you know what I mean? Like this week you are going to have to, and Scorpios are pretty good with this, but underneath all of the mystery and, you know, the fear me, I am a Scorpio, rah. Underneath all of that is quite frankly a big softie, like, and a lot of people, when I say that to them, they're like, really, what do you know about Scorpios? And I'm like, no, Scorpios are deeply feeling and they're very kind and they're very warm, but they don't trust easily, and 9 times out of 10 it's because they've been screwed over somewhere. So when you gain that trust, if you are to break it or whatever, it goes horribly wrong. But yeah, this kind of feels for me like somebody's trying to maybe press up against a boundary, and it's kind of like this week you might find yourself having to kind of say, this is not going to go any further. Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, You're going to have to fight for your place or stake your claim this week. So the opportunity is definitely there for you to get ahead, but you are going to have to be very vocal about what it is that you want and what your expectations are. And you might need to manage the expectations that are kind of directed at you as well. Maybe just by saying, like, you know, I'm one person, I can only do so much. For those of you that are business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, people that work for themselves, again, very similar energy, but with the Seven of Wands, what you're being asked to do here is to really stand by your service or your product. So if you get some questions this week that feel a bit like, ooh, okay, that felt a bit personal, this is your time to say, well, I can justify my prices because this is what I'm giving. You know, it's like this week you are going to have to be vocal about something in that regard. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, that Seven of Wands, this week, it kind of feels like you're going to want some alone time this week. A Scorpio wants alone time? Never. But it's kind of like it's just not there. The opportunity for it is not there. And I don't know where that's coming from. So maybe the other cards will reveal. For your money and materials, you have the Eight of Cups. So, again, and I remember saying this to one of the other signs today as well, the money that you need is available, but you may have to jump through some hoops to get it this week. And it's the same as well for those of you that are chasing promotions, those of you that are chasing big accounts, if that's the sort of work that you do, big clients, etc. It's there, but you are having to, like this week, usually Scorpios can pretty much just ask for what they want and most people will give it to them. You know, there's that whole magnetic energy to it. This week it's not that, I'm sorry, but you are going to have to earn your stripes just like everybody else. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your toes, your feet, your lymph system and your tootsies, I said toes, yeah, I said tootsies, just look out for those things. And when it comes to the lymphatic sector, you've got the Seven of Wands here as well. So one thing I do want you to be really careful of is your immune system this week. If you're feeling at all, like even if it's just for a day, if you are feeling a little bit under the weather or a little bit under it, take rest. That is the moment. If you take the rest now, you won't have to do more of it at a later date. And then when it comes to the home this week, it looks like you're bringing home, I mean, everybody's working from home at the moment, right? But it looks like a lot of you are really bringing the work home today. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm seeing some of you literally stood at the stove with your phone in your hand and, you know, like maybe one phone to the ear or whatever. There's just a lot going on with the work this week. Find a way to get some separation. For your love and relations, for you and for those of you that are married or in partnerships, this is lovely. And what this suggests to me, because look at this, something that you guys have been fighting or battling or challenging together collectively now gives way. This is where you can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel and say, right, okay, all the hard work, the hard graft and the effort that we've done has been worth it. Nothing has been wasted, which is great. For those of you that are single, yeah, you could be talking to somebody online this week. I will say this, there does appear to be a lot of very hard banter. So if you're not able to, and I'm sorry to say, but I'm going to call you out here. You know, sometimes Scorpios are really good at giving it, but they don't know how to take it back. So this is one of the things that I think this week, if you can go in there and have that really sort of hard, quirky banter, then great. You'll do fine. If you can't, you probably want to be about ready for that from the offset. And the reason I say this is because I kind of feel like whoever this person is that might be coming into your sphere, they may look like a doll or a Ken doll or a Barbie doll, whatever you want to call it, on the outside. But this is somebody that knows how to, you know, they know how to joust, let's put it that way. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take it out. And also, for those of you that are married or in partnerships, get in there, right? Get in that bantering with your partner. I think this week you could have a lot of fun with it. With that said, take care and I'll speak to you soon.